Today we are going to do a text analysis for the stock market because we're reading the Westingame. So I want you to go to the Westingame Unit 7, and then click on Taking Stock of the Stock Market, and then click on Start New Attempt. When you're in there, it should give you a link to the article so that you know what we're looking at. So one of the characters in the Westingame is super obsessed with the stock market, and it's Turtle. She's 12 years old. We're going to talk about how to look at a text and read it, especially for the end of level test. So this will help us for not just the Westingame, but for the end of levels too. So before you read a passage, I want you to read the passage title, introduction, and any captions. Captions are like those words underneath the picture that explain what the picture is. And then it also can be those little mini titles above chapters. So like at the bottom of the page, it says ups and downs of the stock market. That's considered a caption. So push pause and read the title, introduction if there is one, and any captions. Okay, then I want you to look at any pictures or photographs. This is going to be on the back of the page or on page 2. It has 2 diagraphs on there that I want you to look at. You won't necessarily understand them, but you can look at them and maybe we'll understand them more as we read. Okay, push pause and look at those photos. Now I want you to read the first 2 sentences only, and then stop after you're done doing that and brainstorm what you think the text is going to be mostly about. Push pause and do that. And then lastly, you are supposed to read the questions that are in the quiz. So the reason that it's always really important to read the questions before you read the article is because then you know what you're looking for as you're reading. So what I want you to do while you're reading is highlight anything that you think will be important and will help you answer the questions for this quiz. I'm going to read this out loud. As I'm reading, I want you to take notes of things that are important if you're at home. Okay, so it says, taking stock of the stock market, textual analysis passage. What is the stock market? Stocks are units of ownership in a company. If you own stock in a company, you own a small part of that company. If one person owns a company, then one person will keep all of the profit that company makes. If 100 people own parts of a company, they divide the profits among the owners. People buy stocks in a company to make money. Companies sell stock or partial ownership in order to raise money for growth and improvement. For example, Jamal and Maria own a lemonade stand called Lemon. They want to open multiple lemonade stands in the neighborhood to get more customers. They need money to buy more lemons, pitchers, and tables to spread across the neighborhood. They might let someone else buy a piece of their company. For example, Jamal's dad. Jamal's dad will give them money to expand their locations. With extra money in the company, they can buy lemons, tables, and pitchers to build stands on other street corners. The owners of the company now include Jamal, Maria, and Jamal's dad. All of them have stock in Lemon. Money that is used to buy a company stock is invested or put back into the company. Jamal's dad invested money in Lemon, making him an investor. As the company succeeds, investors can make money on their stock investments. If a business fails, the investors may lose money. Therefore, buying stocks is a risk that requires careful thinking. It is best to do research into whether a company has the potential to succeed before investing in it. Market refers to a public or open place where people can buy or sell items. The stock market is like a giant supermarket, but it does not sell food. It sells ownership or shares of different companies. There are many stock markets where you can buy shares of companies around the world. In the United States, the 2 most popular and public stock markets are the New York Stock Exchange and the National Association of Securities Dealers Automated Quotations. Ups and downs of the stock market. When the price to buy a stock rises or go up, we say the stock is up. This means it is worth more money. Often the price of a stock will decrease or go down if a business loses money. Likewise, if the price of the stock goes down, we say the stock is down. Stock quotes. When you buy shares of stock in a company, you can follow how much the stock increases or decreases by reading its stock quote. A stock quote shows investors the current price of the stock or how much it is buying and selling for. Stock quotes can be found in some newspapers, on TV, or on the internet. So here's our first graph. The stock is Disney. It was last $20, and now the price is $25, so it has gone up. Because many companies have long names, each company that trades in a stock market is assigned a symbol, or an abbreviation of the company's name. The symbol includes letters and numbers that stand for the company. For instance, Nike stock market symbol is NKE. Some symbols look and sound like the companies they represent, while other symbols do not. You can learn the symbols of any company by reading a financial newspaper or magazine or looking up a stock symbol on the internet. On cable news stations, the stock symbols and quotes scroll across the bottom of the screen in what is called a ticker tape. Okay, this is really important and 100% one of your test questions. So make sure you're taking some notes on this one. This is how to read a stock quote. Stock shows the full name of the company. SIM shows the symbol used by the company on the ticker tape. Volume shows how many units of stock have been bought and sold that day. Last shows the stock's price at close of the business the previous trading day. Net change shows how the price has risen or fallen compared to the previous trading day's closing price. Year-to-date percentage change shows how much the stock has risen or fallen compared to 1 year ago. 52-week high or low shows the highest or lowest selling price of the stock in the last 52 weeks. Okay, hopefully you underlined or highlighted information as you read. Now I want you to complete questions 1 through 4 on your own. Push pause to do that and then come back. Okay, hopefully as you are doing questions 1 through 4, you use the process of elimination for any questions you are not positive on the answer. And make sure you can prove all of your answers by underlining the evidence in the text. If you can't underline the evidence in the text, then it's probably not the correct answer. On number 1, it says, why do people buy stocks or ownership of a company? A lot of people were putting B because they want money they invested to grow. But the answer is actually D because it's all 3 of the above. They want to help a company grow because if the company grows, they won't get money. And they do want to earn more money, and they want the money they invested to grow. And they also want to risk their money because if they don't risk their money, they're not going to be able to invest. So the answer is actually D, and you can find all of those answers and highlight them or underline them in the article. I'll skip number 2 and 3 for you to do on your own, but I just wanted to help you out a little bit with number 1. Okay, question number 5. You're supposed to use this to answer question number 5, so hopefully you clicked on the click here for image. So it says, examine the stock quotes below, use information from the passage to help you answer the question that follow. So the symbol is NKE, the price is 54.76, net change negative 59 cents, 52-week high is 70.28, 52-week low is 38.24. The volume is 2,516,927. So question 5 is asking what the first company in the quote above is. We know this because in the text it said flat out that the symbol for Nike is NKE. And that's the symbol right here is NKE. So sometimes when we're reading, it will give us the answers flat out like this, but then other times we kind of have to guess educationally wise. So based off of the information that it gave us from the paper, we have to use our best guess because right here it gives us the answer, but it doesn't always do that. On the chart, what company could the symbol DIS stand for, and how do you know? It's likely that DIS probably stands for Disney because right here it says Disney stock. And then it talks about the last price, the current price, and then down here it says DIS again. And it also is part of your questions. You want to make sure that you're using the questions to your advantage because sometimes questions later on will give you answers to previous questions. So question number 6 says, in the next column on the chart, what do the plus and minus symbols mean? So what does this mean? Remember that if it's a negative, that means there's a decrease, and if there's a plus, that means that there has been an increase. So based off of this, has Disney's stock increased or decreased? Okay, we know that it has increased, so it's not C or D. But now you need to tell me if it has increased for the day or the year. And I'll give you a hint and tell you the hint is that it is on this section. Everybody keeps ignoring this, but this tells you how to read it. So to answer question number 6, you need to use not only that the stock quotes that I gave you, but you also need to use this from the article. Then question number 7 is an opinion. Tell me which one you think is better, Nike or Disney, but you have to tell me why you think that. Why do you think Nike would be better, or why do you think Disney would be better based off of this information? And then question number 8, what is the main purpose of this whole article? Once you are done, you can push submit. Please make sure that you read chapter 9 this week at home so that we can start on chapter 10 next week.